Another example where Joe Rogan, during his podcast, which I call a fraudcast, where the flat earth is mentioned, and this time they have Steve O on as a guest. I mean, you're going to have this guy defend your stance that we live on a ball earth. This guy's nothing more than a crackhead with zero credibility whatsoever. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a listen to what is said here.
To space. A man who knows about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I can't say I've been to space. I went up in a Russian MiG fighter jet to the edge of the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah.
How high was that? Do you know?
Oh, I fucking forget. Shit. I fucking forget. But it wasn't that much higher than you know.
So a normal flight is like, what,
30,000
30,000? And then, what's like, I've heard they go higher, right? They can go up to like 35,000 for a commercial flight.
I want to say that it might have been like not much more than 50,000, but I can't back that up. I don't remember. But it was shockingly less than you would imagine.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah,
oh,
there
wow.
I
You
am,
made a video
dude.
on it?
Uh-huh.
Does it
yeah,
show
it was
that it
for
goes...
Wild Boys.
Oh, no shit. Oh,
Yeah,
my
no,
God. Look, it's going straight up.
Right,
Oh, my God.
They used a lot of stock footage, but at the same time, on the way down, this motherfucker did twirls and it was like the gnarliest roller coaster ride ever. And this is me filming myself. Like, look at that, dude.
Oh, my God.
It's fucking night up there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
incredible.
that shows, for anybody who wants to say that the fucking world is flat, that's fucking proof, motherfuckers.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, we'll see about that right now. I'm going to show some footage with this Canadian race car driver, Josh Cartu, with this Russian MiG pilot, where they fly up to 70,000 feet, almost 14 miles up into the sky. And the only curvature you see is a distorted curvature due to a fisheye lens camera, which I'll get into. But let's take a listen to what is said here, because what it all comes down to, what they talk about and what we actually see in the video doesn't match up, doesn't add up.
We will accelerate Mach number 1.7. When we reach, we can climb altitude, and we will try to climb maximum altitude. It will be, I think, more than 17,000 meters. On the maximum altitude, we can see to the sky up and right.
We get to see the stars?
Yes, see the stars and curve of Earth.
In the middle of the day?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, right.
When we reach, I make half roll, and you can see again.
The curvature of the Earth.
Yes, and we...
Keep talking about the curvature of the Earth. Again, this is all about programming. That's what TV's about. It's called television programming for a reason.
start to descend.
Okay.
When we descend and reach 10,000 meters, we can start to make aerobatic. Initially I will start G approximately 3.5, and after that I will ask you, what about G more than 6?
Yeah.
If you let me, we can make G 7, maybe 8.
Now let's get right to the footage itself. Right there, I want to stop right there. Should have stopped a little bit sooner. But right here, here is a prime example what a fisheye lens camera does. Okay, this is convex, concave, just like you see here. Okay, this is the purpose of these cameras, these fisheye lens cameras, giving a false perspective to create a false reality. And here is a super fisheye lens giving a very distorted perspective of the skyline. Let me get back to this footage here, and you're going to see not this, drastic, this super fisheye lens, but it's all going to add up, all going to make sense when we look at this footage here. Let's get back to it right here. Start about right here. Once again. See that curve? The so-called ball earth. Now again, this is the reason they created the whole fisheye lens industry, and the reason millions upon millions of people throughout the world believe we live on a ball earth. Just for the simple fact, when they watch, again, documentaries like this, they're subconsciously being programmed that there's a curve to the earth when there is none. Period.
Switch on afterburner.
No flight here.
Supersonic flight.
So this is when the lens basically is not flexing up or down. Now watch right here. Take a look at that. Okay, this is convex. This is what are the people that are going to say, you know, when they look at the footage of the so-called ball earth curvature. What are you going to say about this? You know, this is 100% showing how the lens distorts the perspective. And even the jet fighter itself, just take a look. It's all distorted. Distorted perspective creates a distorted reality. Now it looks more flat here. So now watch how it drastically curves due to basically the flex of the lens itself. Look at that. Now I said it several times already, but here is your concave or convex, you know, Earth basically. Now watch as it flexes the other way in the back.
No problem. Totally fine.
Just now we make tail flight.
Okay.
Look 70 degrees, speed is 0. And now we will descend, and we will make aerobatics among the runways.
Awesome.
Another example of false perspective. Now I'm going to show some more footage.
I don't know if anything in the world can compare with that.
Yeah. Show some more footage here with a different passenger aboard. Basically going along for the ride. And again, same exact thing with the convex or concave, you know, horizon. The current altitude of this MiG is almost 40,000 feet, and clearly the horizon is a high level. You know, people claim they, you know, as they are passengers aboard a commercial flight, they claim to have seen the curve of the Earth, but clearly 5,000 feet higher than a typical flight, commercial flight, you see absolutely no curve to the Earth. Again, the horizon is at eye level. See how drastic the curve went from, you know, here you are basically the same exact, you know, altitude, just about at 40,000 feet, just a little bit under. Okay, so how is this, with this perspective, you get this drastic curve, and as I showed earlier, we'll move back just a little bit, get back to the right spot, take a look at the altitude here. Again, this is the same altitude, and you get a completely different perspective of convex, concave. Then you move over to the different camera angle, and what's the deal here? Okay, what's the deal? Don't tell me they're using two different cameras aboard this jet fighter. Okay? Same altitude. Now you have your curve. Give me a break.
Okay.
And we start to accelerate.
Show a little bit more.
Mach number indicator.
Another example.
Looking right now.
Almost 1.
Copy that.
Flat. Flat as a pancake.
And now we have supersonic flight.
This is incredible.
It's incredible. The Earth is flat. That's what's incredible. Again, as I showed earlier, what a fisheye lens camera does. And I'm going to get to some more footage, this time with a documentary. Again, the entire concept of the fisheye lens camera being used. They're using a standard camera. They're integrating a standard camera this time with the fisheye lens. Let's take a look at this footage over the skyline of New York. Again, flat as a pancake. Just like with that MiG fighter footage, the whole entire purpose of this documentary with these construction workers going on top of this tower of the World Trade Center 1 is to get the shot of the so-called ball Earth. But again, look at this flat horizon. Now imagine, just for the sake of it, you know, there's a boat out in the ocean, and there's another one over here. You know, if you look straight across, you're not going to see it. And why is that? It's not because the Earth is a ball. It's all due to perspective, as I show many times. I'll get back to this footage. Just like these telephone poles, they're all going straight up, but the ones furthest away, they look like they're losing their legs. Another example here. And as I shown before as well, all the poles are the same height. And basically, the top of each of these poles are going straight up. But due to perspective, it looks like the legs are being lost. And people say, oh, this is just a rendering, some type of artwork. People have seen this with their own eyes in real life. And again, all the poles are pointing straight up. Just like when you look at the Chicago skyline, with all the buildings pointing straight up, then you look across Lake Michigan from 60 miles across at the skyline. People say, oh, this proves we live on a ball Earth. No, absolutely not. Again, it's all due to perspective. These buildings are still pointing straight up. If they're around the so-called ball Earth, they should be at an angle. They should be tilted away, but they're not. Another example here. They're pointing straight up. Same exact thing as these telephone poles. Clear as day. And just for reference, I want to show this one over 20 miles high. And again, flat as a pancake. You know, Mount Everest, same thing. The horizon is always at eye level, no matter how high you go. Now let's get back to this video footage from New York. Take a look here. Now watch this. As again, this fisheye lens camera distorts the whole camera view, the whole angle, and again, creating a false perspective, creating a false reality. Take a look here, right here. And again, just like that MiG footage, the MiG fighter footage, and this is what these documentaries are about. It's all about getting into the subconscious, and the masses have no idea, you know, that TV is all about programming. Every little thing they do, there's no wasted motion. Same thing here. Take a look at the flat horizon. See how basically the horizon kind of dipped? Like the lens flex. Let me just back this up a little bit. As the lens moves up and down, look at this. The horizon is again concave, convex. Now take a look at what happens here. There. A little bit better angle coming up. And clear as day with this whole entire presentation of the fisheye lens camera and the purpose it serves. And of course, even with this demonstration video on how these fisheye lens cameras work, how they operate, just like this old quote, sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed.